It's all going to come down to 3 and 4. He has the freshest tires. Steven on the old tires. He's going to dive it in.
To the outside.
Steven Parker with the
Parker
win at Charlotte.
On.
Coming back to the stripe to make it official. Jackson Wade win tonight's race, the 96 for GLM. The one truck, Dakota Nichols, his first Truck Series win. What a dominant performance from Nichols. Kyle Jackson's going to have one more dive. Does he have anything for him? He gets all the way to the bumper. To the stripe. It's Steven Parker winning at Chicagoland. Oval tree away to the stripe. It's Oval Tree by 002. Hello and welcome in tonight's race from Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, our first road course of the season. It is a 10-turn road course just outside of Toronto. Finishing up qualifying here. 17 cars in the field, 14 have put down a lap as we get ready to set the field for the Bracket Challenge semifinals race. Those matchups are Miguel Rodriguez versus Cody Williams, and the number 1 seed, Chris Kendall versus Jim Jackson. That side of the bracket, Jim and Kendall, match up a rematch of last year's finals in the Bracket Challenge, where Kyle Kendall punched his ticket to the playoffs. Jim looking to reverse fortunes there, and Miguel Rodriguez and Cody Williams will look to duke it out. They're currently 4th and 6th on the grid, so we'll see how that finalizes. And it looks like it has finalized. So, our starting lineup tonight will be Jackson Wade on pole with a 121.95 ahead of Griffin Deere, this is his home track. Then it'll be David Leedy, Miguel Rodriguez, Jared Ogletree, Cody Williams, John Gerber, Aiden Lunn, Jim Jackson, Aaron Fontaine, Stephen Parker, and Dylan Hutchison, rounding out your top 12. Tonight's race will have our first stage caution of the season. It'll be 9 laps to complete the first quarter of the race. We will have a caution and reset the field. So as we roll, as we get ready to roll for this first 9-lap stage, fuel mileage is about 20 laps without an aggressive save. Worth noting, the curbs will help to turn in some points, but you do have to be cautious, especially in the hairpin that they're getting ready to come up to. Those curbs are very tall and will upset the truck. It's a very interesting road course, lots of off-camber turns. Lot of elevation change, as you can start to see here as they work through the hairpin. I may have been joined by Cameron Arndt. Do I have you, Cam?
Yes, you do.
All right, good to have you.
Good to be here.
Other than the obvious, with Jackson Wade being a heavy favorite, what are your thoughts going into tonight as we get ready to roll?
I don't know. I have not ever run this track, so I think it'll be interesting to see kind of how these drivers plan to take it. It's not one that I feel like a lot of people have run. I know that there's definitely a fair share of people that have had to buy this track this week to get ready for this race, so it'll be interesting to see how people handle a track that they may have not run at all before.
And we're getting to the end of this pace lap here, so be quick. Thoughts on the bracket challenge? Who are your picks? Rodriguez versus Williams, Jackson versus Kendall.
I think that I'm going to go with the upset in the Rodriguez Williams. I'm going to go with Williams. I know he wasn't too confident coming in, but I'm going to give him a little upset action, and then was it Kendall versus Jackson? I don't know. I think that Jackson's going to be able to pull out a nice, slow and steady race. And
I see Gerber around. All the bracket challenge folks through it, so that's good. No issues there. Sorry to cut you off as we had some action at the start.
Absolutely. Looks like it was an incident between Cody Williams and that 62 truck.
John Gerber.
Seems like we have a little bit of an argument going on in the race session, so that'll be definitely something to keep an eye out as we continue, especially with the fact that we are going to re-rack this.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to note. We'll let this first lap play out, then we'll go see if we can find out what happened exactly. But it's a 3-ram breakaway in the top 3. Wade, Leedy, and Deere. So I don't know if you got to
And
make your pick for the other matchup, but between Jim and Kendall.
I think I give Jim the edge there. I feel like he's very slow and steady. He knows how to stay within his abilities. I wouldn't be shocked to see him just stay steady and not try to get into too many issues. And I wouldn't be shocked to see him end up pulling the win out of that matchup as well.
Got another one around. Dylan Hutchison here. Looks like at the exit of turn 1. I was saying it's a very tricky track. Lots of off-camber turns. Lots of inviting hills. Oh, Kyle Bridges jumps to the pits. Let's go back and see if we can find out what happened with Gerber on the opening lap. Oh, not going to be able to tell from that, but did look as though he and Cody Williams got together. See if we can.
Well, from my angle, might be that looks like Cody Williams expecting him to go a little bit further to the right side of the track to set up that next corner, and he wasn't quite doing that yet. So just meet in the middle.
Yeah.
As we get back to the front, you see Jackson Wade. I know that he's been hungry to get himself a road course win in the PSRA, then the PRL. Been one of the fastest cars, if not the fastest cars in all the road course races he's done with us, but not quite having a win there yet.
Yeah, definitely been bitten a couple times by some fuel strategy and bad luck. So, he's hungry to finish one of these off. And we have Steven Parker maybe having an issue. Yeah, he goes around.
Yeah, looks like he spun out around. All these drivers shake this all off, get it out of the way before we get this stage caution here at the end of lap 9.
Yeah, definitely something different. First time we're doing a stage caution, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Meanwhile,
Absolutely. I think it'll allow some guys to get used to the track a little bit and be able to re-rack them and go back and try to race, and once they get some race laps under their belt, especially at a track like this that nobody's ever run before.
Yeah, as announced earlier today that the Truck Series in real life will be going back to Motorsport for the first time since 2019, so that's exciting.
Absolutely. I love to see these trucks in real life around this track. Always good to go international, especially to give Canada some more races. I always enjoyed watching those races, both at Montreal and then here as well at Motorsport.
Yeah, maybe we're a little bit of good luck. We'll see if Montreal gets back on the schedule. I know we race there later this year in the Premier Series, and part of me hoping for more of this PSRA to real life magic as we go to Mid Ohio in a month.
Absolutely.
Well, Jackson's got this under control for a little bit here, up to a 1.5 second lead. Let's take a look back at the first of our bracket challenge drivers. Miguel Rodriguez qualified 4th. He's currently running 4th. 2 spots ahead of Cody Williams, who we saw have a little bit of an incident with John Gerber on the start. And Kyle Kendall, I see, has had an issue. He's off-road out of turn 2-3 there. Got it figured out and lets Chris Ellis roll by. Doesn't look like he's got much damage, maybe just a little slide off the track. His opponent up the road a ways, P8, Jim Jackson. You talked about him just wanting to keep it clean. I know that was our talking points in the little bit of coaching I got to do with him this week leading into this.
Absolutely, and I mean, he might not be quite close to that lead pack right now, but he's running 8th. So I know that he's had some help from guys spinning out and stuff like that, but just slow and steady. I mean, and as we give him little
Okay,
announcers
he gets back
curse,
on. He gets
but
back on. No harm, no foul.
Saves it. He's all good. He's all good. Just a little bit of an announcer's curse there,
Yeah,
but
we're gonna get off of the
he's
70.
keeping it clean.
We're gonna go ahead and get off of the 70 for now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another one of our top points drivers thus far this year, Jared Ogletree. I know he was not looking forward to getting back on the road, but he is somebody who we've watched get better and better with more right turns.
Absolutely, he's always been very consistent. Obviously, ovals are more of where he feels that he's more comfortable, but he's always been consistent, especially as we've gotten to more road courses last season and then into this season. He's got a strong start going here. He's always been consistent, and he might not be the fastest car on track, but he'll look to be there at the end.
Well, and with guys like Stephen Parker already having issues, that's going to help him extend that gap from second to third in points. And he's just going to look to minimize the losses here to our points leader, Jackson Wade, tonight, who, as we've mentioned, heavy favorite.
Absolutely. He's already so fast on road courses, and just knowing how hungry he is to get himself a road course win, I look to see him continue to just pound through the field and not take any mercy here.
You could hear him hit the rumbles there in turn 5, that first part of the hairpin. He those are some tall curbs. You said you've never run here. That is an aggressive curb at the top of that hill for that hairpin. So interesting to see him use them as he was there, as it can really upset the truck.
Absolutely. My only experience on this track being in the old NASCAR heat games. I remember those curbs definitely were a problem even in that game, so I'm not surprised that they also can definitely show their ugly side here in iRacing.
You know, it's funny, this first turn, you can kind of get to the inside of those curbs for a real aggressive entrance to turn 1, and you can ride it without really upsetting the truck, but you know, we did some testing GLM here when we were looking at setups for this track, and you know, Griffin gave us some insight. Those curbs in the hairpin are 4 to 5 hockey pucks tall. That is the official measurement in Canada. Absolutely.
We're going to have to get and see how slippery the track is in terms of consistency of maple syrup. I don't know what else we got here.
Yeah, they don't use PJ1 up in Canada. It is all maple syrup.
Absolutely.
Speaking of our resident Canadian, Griffin Deere, his second of 3 appearances in the Tusk truck. Solidly P2 right now.
Which is what we expected. I know he had a little bit of battle with the 19 truck early in the race, but kind of shook out where he was able to get back in front and starting to make a charge here. I know this is he's resident Canadian, obviously. This is one of the 2 tracks that we're going to run at that I feel like he's going to be really hungry at, both here and at Montreal in the Premier Series later this season. I expect him to really make a charge here as we continue on. As he gets used to the track, he always gets faster as the race goes on. So look to see him maybe make a challenge for this lead.
I'm surprised that we didn't see anybody pit before the stage and try and flip the stage. Pits are closed now, but I thought maybe somebody would have. I don't think we had anybody. Scroll through. I think the only people we've seen hit pit road are Kyle Bridges, who is out of the race. Yeah, it looks like that's it.
Yep. Looks like it's only him. We've got a couple. Let me see here. No, I don't believe we have. I think that they all are out on track. Still maybe an opportunity here. Actually, no. So with Jackson Wade already taking the start finish, all these guys that are 3/4 of a lap down don't have that opportunity. They would have had to pit the last lap.
I am seeing that Chris Ellis has crashed at some point. Let's see what we can find here. Turn 8. This is a sweeping right-hander. He's going to set up for 9 and slide to a stop. So no harm, no foul.
No.
And I also see that Jim has had a off track, up in the hairpin, but looking like no harm, no foul. All good there.
Minimize the damage. That's all he's got to do.
And
On to go on the stage here. Once we get the top 10 through
right,
the finish line, just like in real life, we'll have that stage caution come out.
it's looking like it's gonna come out now, showing complete on my end. So interesting that it showed 9 and hasn't gone to the end of lap 9. So here, Brandon Hare, the 10th place running vehicle.
I'll make sure if we don't get the caution here, then I'll make sure it gets thrown here as we get Brandon Hare going across the line here at the conclusion of this lap.
Did we get... I haven't seen where we've gotten the yellow, so you might want to throw it, or if you want to just wait till the
end of this lap, I believe. Looks like we did not in the race session get the one to go plug-in text chat, so it looks like it might not be working for whatever reason.
Here, I can do this. Did it throw the yellow? No.
No, it looks like it is not working. So I'll make sure to throw this as soon as we get Brandon across the line. He is getting close. He's about halfway through this lap. So we might have a little bit of a battle for the stage here, though, with Brandon Hare only a second out front of John Gerber.
Jackson has hit the line, so he has slowed down. That's why we see the telemetry closing the gap, but we'll go back to this battle. Brandon working through 8 and 9 and back to the front stretch. Gerber's not gonna get there, but a good recovery from Gerber having spun on lap 1. There's the yellow. So Jackson Wade wins the stage ahead of Griffin Deere, David Leedy, Miguel Rodriguez, Jared Ogletree, Cody Williams, Aiden Lunn, Jason Chrisman, and Jim Jackson, and then Brandon Hare. So now they'll race to catch the pace car and keep this stage caution as short as possible. With nobody a lap down, we should be able to open the pit road, let everyone roll through, and then get to a restart as soon as possible.
All right, we'll see if they heard me there. I went ahead and gave our announcement. They'll be trying to go back to green as soon as we can. I'm not sure if they get that with me being a spectator, so hopefully they did. If not, they'll be fine. It's a long lap. All right. Looks like we might be currently at 3 to go, it looks like. I believe we'll have the pits open at the conclusion of this lap. I look to see probably a decent chunk of guys try to pit here. We might see some guys late in the pack or a little bit further down in the running order. Maybe try to stay out, get some track position, maybe get some saving or something like that. Try to see if I can one-stop this potentially. Not sure how this track is on the tire, but could be something that we see happen.
Yeah. I know that Jim and I had talked about maybe staying out, one-stopping it to get track position ahead of Kendall. I don't know. He had a couple off-road excursions. We'll see if he decides to keep with that. Oh, Stephen Parker off track. What happened there? Just a little. Oh, just catching up.
Oh, yep, just trying to catch the track or the pack.
We're closing in on pit road here. And I expect to see everybody up front. Hold serve and just do the regular.
I believe that's everybody. We have one truck stay out. Surprising.
Gerber stays out. So Jim did pit.
Looks like one truck staying out, getting some track position. We'll see how that goes, especially after there is a slow start. You might be trying to get this to a one-stop. Let's see what we can... Looks like I'm getting one driver at 19.8 laps on a tank. Not quite to the end of the race, so it depends on when we end up getting back to green, but depending on how you save, well, might be able you'll be able to one stop that here. So you probably have, you can make it to lap 15, you can make it to the end on one stop, which I imagine they'd be able to make it, especially with the caution. Might not be a bad decision here by John.
So I know Jackson had said if he got the restart with 21, it was going to be an aggressive save. If it was a restart with 20, it's no save at all, pretty much. You know, just ride the laps. If it was 22, there was no saving it. So it is tight window there. Not to air all of his stuff, but that's what the 96 reported in testing. Are we one to go here?
We are one to go. I just sorting the lap to one to go. As long as we can get everybody re-racked. I know we've got a group of about 4 drivers decently far behind here, so we might have to push it out a lap, but we shall see if they can get caught up. Looks like I might have to extend it a lap. We'll see. Give it a corner maybe more before I extend it. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to 2 to green.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Want to get these guys that are coming out the pits caught back up.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a group back there that long pit stop. Oh, okay. So Chrisman and Lund will top off. That's an interesting play.
Not a bad decision. If they do that, they only have to save about a lap, maybe, to make it to the end. Depending, a lap or 2. It's going to be close.
But here's what we do know: if it is close, they're 1 lap closer. So, or at 1 pace lap closer. So, while we're doing this last one more lap, let's see if we can bring in Jackson Wade, stage winner. Talk to him for a second. Jackson Wade, the booth, you got us?
I got you.
Stage win. What did we find in the first 9 laps? What anything unexpected or as we expected in the 96 Ram tonight?
I mean, just about as expected. I was able to build a little bit of a gap there. It's going to be a little bit difficult to get to the end here. It's going to be hard to save that fuel, but I'm excited to go see what we can do up here.
All right, the 96 looks good. I know we're close. I know we got this extra lap, which is going to help you a little bit, but I know you're hungry for one of these. So hammer down, head down. Let's finish this thing off, eh?
Will do. I'll try my best. Thank you.
Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks.
That was pole sitter and stage winner Jackson Wade and points leader. Throw that out there too for him. Yeah, as we work up the Andretti straightaway, getting ready to bring the green flag back out. I don't know. Pretty much what we expected thus far, Cam?
Absolutely. It's about a little bit more theatrics than I think I would have expected for that initial start. If that's any indication of what this restart's going to be, we might be in for a treat with guys trying to get as much track position as they can, especially those that might not think they have as much pace on the long run, might try to grab as much as they can here in the short run.
Yeah, the old tires of Gerber will be interesting. That's right in front of Griffin Deer. So we'll see what old tires look like as we come through the restart zone. And they're rolling. Pretty good restart for Gerber.
Absolutely. Control car always has a little bit of an advantage. We'll see what happens out of 1 and down into 2.
Oh, Griffin Deer
we've got a
around.
big wreck. Griffin Deer, that's just not what they want to see for that hometown hero here.
Unfortunate. Looks like everyone made it through. We'll see what caused that. If he just got a little sideways. Oh, Lady and
just got a
Williams.
little wide.
Yeah. A little contact on the exit. All right, we have Kyle Kendall off track in 3. You know what? He'll take that. If that's his off track as he gets the rest of the evening, he'll take that for sure.
Absolutely.
And we'll jump back to live and see that John Gerber has maintained that lead in the 62. Now, obviously, he's got to make a pit stop, so that'll be interesting to see when he decides to do that. He gives himself as much time as possible.
Absolutely. I wouldn't be shocked to see this might be the play here. Get himself some track position, and instead of having to pit from 10th or 11th, then you're pitting from 1st, and that's that much more time to help you out here as we get closer to the end.
Yeah. Of note, in all of that restart calamity, Cody Williams has worked past Miguel Rodriguez for the advantage in this bracket challenge matchup.
He told me earlier he wasn't necessarily so confident against Miguel tonight, but really, really strong right now, currently sitting P4.
Yeah, Miguel, like Jared, another one of those guys that we've just watched get better and better on the road with more exposure to the right-handers. I've seen that Jim has dropped a couple spots. Wonder if that's just a taking it easy thing in that 70. There he takes the big curb, and we've got somebody off. That's Ellis. Chris Ellis had a little spin off of that hairpin. I would imagine just a little too much curb on the exit.
Not enough curb.
Yeah, a little too much power on exit, maybe.
Just missed that apex, and I think that's going to be the story of this week, is just needing to get to the apex. It's just not as important here as it might be for tomorrow's race at Road America and Premier, but just that apex being very, very important to get to, just in terms of grip.
Oh, Gerber and Wade off.
Here comes Leedy.
Leedy and Williams roll through.
Jackson just following.
Yep.
Following John through there, and they both slip up.
Wade already back past Williams. Let's see. Oh, this is going to be tight. This is an off-camber corner, downhill, into a heavy braking. Oh, lots of curbs.
Some really good racing between these two. Really close as they bump on exit.
Little lockup out of Williams on the high side of that double apex hairpin. I see. We've got action all over the track.
As we see John Gerber falling to 6th. Have to think that he might make that dive to pit road here.
Would be wise with 18 to go.
Just minimize the damage right now that you've gone back a little bit. But
Cody Williams with a big slide opens the door for Rodriguez. Does not look like Leedy hit pit road, or Gerber hit pit road. Leedy is your leader. Williams and Rodriguez side by side. There's, like I said, Williams using the middle of that curb. Griffin Deer will hit pit road. Out back, Williams yields the position to Rodriguez. Ellis hits pit road as well. Williams way wide. Now we'll go back to the other bracket challenge battle. Jim has had a tough couple laps, and Kendall's had a decent couple laps working through all these people having issues. And they're nose to tail.
Going to come down to who has the cleanest end of this race.
And can Jim and Kendall both make it? The
Absolutely.
other question to be decided. So head back up front, and it's Leedy by 1.2 over Wade. You know, Wade talked about being close on fuel, so he's probably just taking it easy.
You see John Gerber dive to pit road there. That's the move here. You know, you can make it.
Yep.
You can go full. You can go all out from here on out now. Doesn't have to worry about saving.
See where he
Speaking of
cycles out.
saving, let me see what the 66 truck. Hutchison, I believe he was one of the cars that pit there on that extended yellow.
Oh,
Both eight.
Chrisman wrecked. He's got a meatball. Let's take a look and see what happened to last week's winner. Right, that's a little late in the process. Good time to be coming off of a win. He's already got some nose damage. I don't know what happened there. Locks
Moose
it up.
just wasn't able to.
Yeah. Oh.
Just got caught on the tires. It's just an unfortunate. He probably would have been fine to be able to continue on and just pit for it to fix the damage, but getting caught on those tires gives him the meatball.
As Jackson cuts the lead in half here. Down now, even inside of 3/10. The battles are for the lead here, and both of the bracket challenge battles are heating up.
Absolutely, and one thing to watch as we continue on is the lead car of those two that pit there at the end of that last stage caution. It's, 8 and 1 up to 7. About, let's see how far back he is.
It looks like 18 seconds.
17, 18 seconds. So it's just going to be close here with that pit road.
Oh,
out, and he
Fontaine
just
around.
spun out. Oh, is that? Nope, that is not the 66, but Fontaine.
Fontaine spun from behind him, right in front of our second bracket challenge battle there, Jim and Kendall. Meanwhile, heating up at the front. Still half a second between Leedy and Wade.
These two I know with some history from other leagues racing against each other. We'll have to see if they play nicely or not.
Yeah, I know that the No Talent Motorsports group, Jackson's a part of that in the endurance stuff. I don't know if they're teammates or like in the same car or just teammates, but I know they've. I know the No Talent Motorsports group has won a 24 of Daytona with Wade. I don't know if Leedy was in that car or the other one, but they are side by side as they head for turn 2. And Wade rolls on.
Absolutely, I know they're both Daytona 24 winners, as regardless of whether or not they were on the same team, because that I believe it's 6-people team and 2 teams of 3, and both teams won their splits of the Daytona 24.
Okay, interesting. I didn't know if both teams won or just one, but as Jackson Wade,
That was my impression.
As Jackson Wade begins to step out on the 19, we'll go back and see these bracket challenge matchups. Cody Williams not letting Miguel get away.
Probably our closest bracket challenge matchups that we've had the entire bracket, which is not too surprising, given that this is our semifinal race.
What's great though is it's both ends, as Kyle Kendall has gotten past Jim Jackson, but both matchups are nose to tail, so that's what you love to see.
Absolutely, and as we head into next week's championship race at Atlanta. That's anybody's race for that bracket challenge and the win.
All right, so we've got a couple of updates here. We watched Aaron Fontaine spin right in front of these two a couple of laps ago. So see him sitting there. Hutchinson go for a ride there too. We also had Stephen Parker. This might be what led to Kendall getting by Jim. Oh, little help from the 70.
Oh,
Little spin.
rattle of the cage, maybe.
Yeah. Move, get out the way. Then we had Aaron
Got a bracket challenge to win.
Yeah, no doubt. Then we had Aaron Fontaine have another moment in turn 2. I think a lap
Good
after
save,
that
but not
happened.
getting to the wall.
Then we had Chris Ellis have another excursion. Working 8 and 9 here behind Brandon Hare. This is where we saw Chrisman wreck and break, but Ellis fortunate to just to hammer down and get back out there. And I see
Largely some nice clean spins. Nothing.
we had a pass for the bracket challenge. Kendall little loose off of the hairpin, and through goes Jim. And finally, as we get caught back up, one more issue for Aaron Fontaine. It looks like again in turn 2. Coming out of turn 2 for 3 here. Oh, little wheel hop. Little wheel hop, and around goes the 13. But again, no harm, no foul, other than some angry Goodyear Eagles. And one more update.
Like
Jim got a little loose and lets Kendall back through. I'll go back to the live action.
looks like Hutchison, when he went off track back there, must have gotten some damage as he disconnects from the race and DNFs. Second DNF of the night behind Kyle Bridges and 17th, or in front of, I guess.
Leedy hasn't let Jackson get away. Again, Jackson knows what the fuel number is, so he could just be hanging tight, taking care of that 96. Yeah, it looks like it as he rolls that 8, 9, 10 section much better than Leedy and jumps out to a 1 1/3 second lead.
Absolutely. Just slowly and methodically picking his way through the section, not trying to push it too much, save those tires a little bit, and not necessarily have to slow down as much through that section.
Oh, Wade runs it wide in 2. Yeah, I was just getting ready to say he had built up a nice, almost 2-second lead. And then just like that, back to about a half a second, 3/4 of a second.
Turn 2, Wade's Achilles heel so far in this race. This one, all on his own, going wide.
We've had Cody Williams also have a little bit of 4x4 in turn 2. You know, that corner it's hard. You crest a hill right before you turn in, so if you miss your marks just a little bit, you're gonna find
Not
that
sure
grass.
if these guys were under the impression that we were running the off-road trucks tonight, but
yes,
alas, we are not.
everyone trying to do their best Jumpy Trucks impression. Wade able to step it back out to a 1.5 second lead as we get ready to come in on 11 laps to go.
I believe here we'll see those guys that are going to try to make this on another stop. We'll start to see the window open, or we might see some drivers dive in.
Of note, Gerber, who pitted from, second place or so, third place, he's up to 11th, 42 seconds behind this lead. Griffin Deere, who we saw spin on the restart, up to 10th, 38 seconds back. He's catching up to the bracket challenge matchup, which stays about 9/10 apart. So I would imagine Jim lets Griffin through pretty quick, and then we'll hope to capitalize when Griffin goes and gets Kendall.
Stuff of that final turn there, but gets through.
Chris
Have to
Ellis
wonder how
off track
much.
in front.
Have to wonder how much here at the front of the field you see any sort of saving, maybe trying to make this without having to pit again. I can't imagine they do with the pace they're running, but Jackson opening himself up to the ability to do some heavy fuel saving if he so chooses with this healthy lead of about 2.5 seconds.
Worth noting, Jackson talked about being able to save pretty much from that turn 3 all the way downhill to the hairpin without losing too much pace. So, I mean, obviously this uphill straightaway would be the hardest part to save, as we do have a leader pitting. Cody Williams hits pit road from 6th place.
Time to go here. Imagine that he's thinking pit here, go all out for 10 more laps. Have to wonder if he grabs tires or if he stays out on the current set.
I think you'd have to take tires.
Absolutely. We
Oh!
haven't really seen.
Sorry, Jim got loose behind as we were watching him close on Kendall.
Yep. That last corner been a little bit tricky for him these last couple of laps. Let me see if I can tell if Cody Williams took any tires here as he exits pit road. Looks like he did take 4 tires. So, not necessarily unexpected as he almost goes wide but saves it.
Yeah, we've got, as Jackson has stepped
Doing
out
my
to
best.
3.2 here with 10 to go. We've got Aiden Lunn has gone off in turn 1, just missing the apex. Nothing crazy, but slow down. Brandon Hare has an excursion into the hairpin. Oh,
Ooh!
he says this is a quicker way, maybe.
He heard that we are allowed to jump these trucks and did his best impression of doing that.
And then Aiden Lunn, after his first off-road, goes to turn 3 and does it again.
Not what he wants to see. I know he hit there as we were coming to 1 to go on that stage caution, so
Stephen Parker,
just
the
needs to
latest
capitalize time.
to have an issue in turn 2. Not too bad. And Aaron Fontaine has crashed in the hairpin here. This might just be a spin. And it looks like, yes,
Yep.
that is what it is. So, nothing too crazy for the 13 as his struggles continue. We jump back to live, and Jackson out to a 3.3 second lead up the hill. Coming back to 8 laps to go.
Let's see what we have for our fuel numbers. We might. Looks like I'm seeing they could make it from here. At least for the driver that I'm looking at. Let me check on a couple other drivers I know I have access to.
Cody Williams has crashed. See if that's just a spin or if it's an actual crash. But at last turn curb, he's going to spin and lock it down. Going to make those fresh tires pretty useless, unfortunately for him.
Looks like the driver I'm looking at looks like he was saving, most likely, because we've got 6 laps left on another driver's tank, so very close on fuel for him. Another driver likely to make it. So it'll be interesting to see what strategy you've got here. If we see any more cars dive onto pit road, but I do not think this is anywhere close to over here with coming to 7 to go.
Oh, Jim goes off track in the background. Getting ready to tell you that David Leedy went off and lost second position to Miguel Rodriguez. Oh, that could have been bad. He didn't get that thing straightened out before he tagged the wall.
Really impressive move there to get that straightened out.
Chris Ellis has an off-road excursion in turn 3, it looks like. Yep. Does a good job to get it turned and not catch the tire barrier. Leedy has hit pit road. Interesting.
Trying to get all the advantage he can here, get some faster laps in potentially. Go ahead and I'll keep on Leedy here, see if we can see what his pit strategy might be here.
Gerber passes Kendall, so once again, Kendall and Jackson separated by just one spot. Oh, you can hear Jackson clutch as soon as he gets out of turn 3, so he's working that downhill.
Looks like Leedy with 4 tires stop. So if we see some more drivers, if Jackson ends up having to pit here, could end up coming into play here. I'd imagine if Jackson pits late, likely does not get tires, especially with the lead that he's got.
Yeah, 5.7 over Rodriguez. I'm sure he's going to be in save mode. Yeah, you can hear the engine is like he's got that thing clutched out. So he's out almost 6 seconds on Rodriguez. Ogletree back in third, 11 seconds back. Griffin Deer all the way up to fourth. We know he can make it. He pitted after the stage, after his little spin. Question becomes if everyone in front of him can. He could be looking at a podium if Ogletree or Rodriguez run dry. Oh, and Ogletree has crashed.
Oh.
Now, is it a spin or is it a crash? We'll find out here. He's working through 9. Oh, it's a spin.
Ooh.
Very
Actually,
fortunate.
might not have been a bad idea. That might have been a purposeful spin around because it looked like he might have gone wide and hit that outside wall.
Yeah, no, a great job to minimize it. We do have just a moment later in turn 2, he becomes the latest to mow the grass on the exit of 2.
Not quite sure if the groundskeeper is going to be happy or sad about that.
Job security for the grounds crew, as they will be able to get out there and fix that up.
All I will say is if my numbers are accurate here, we are going to see more drivers near the front of the field have to pit. We're yet to see exactly which one of those it will be, but several drivers will need to come down pit road.
Looks like Miguel's in an aggressive save now, too, as his deficit to Wade continues to grow. And we know Jackson's not pressing the issue. Of note, Kendall and Jim stay 1 second apart. So this is going to be all the way to the finish with these two. Neither of them have pitted, so can they make it?
Have to wonder how much saving that they're doing back there, knowing that they're battling each other for that spot in the championship round at the Bracket Challenge next week at Atlanta.
It does make it more difficult. Everything on the line. And that was one of the reasons that I had... Oh, Kendall off! Is that going to be a slowdown? That was the end out. Inside line there. I don't see anything in... Oh, and he's off again. Gonna get it.
Even if he didn't have a slowdown, he was forced to slow down.
Oh, and Jim goes sideways. This battle's not over. Oh, that was Jim's opportunity, and it got tight. Oh, Kendall off. Jim off. Jim sideways. Oh. What a save in the 70s. Oh, damage. Damage for the 70, and that might be it for the bracket challenge for Jim.
No meatball flag yet, as far as I can tell. Let's see.
That is no meatball, but wonder about wheel damage being a possibility. And that's not even worrying about the 8 seconds he just lost to Kendall.
Absolutely. We'll see. Maybe he goes full fuel save mode here, knowing that that's his one shot. Wouldn't say it's over yet, but it just got a heck of a lot harder for Jim.
Yeah, he was trying to be courteous and give Kendall the room he needed to fix his issues, and unfortunately, they slipped and slid all the way from turn 8 to turn 1. Jim is the one that gets the worst of the wear. Now 7 seconds behind. Oh, and Griffin Deer has crashed again.
Oh, I know he was hoping to be able to be one of the top ones to save. see how.
And this is a crash too. That's
Oh,
unfortunate.
yeah. That's gonna be the worst. That's the engine.
Oh, and Leedy. Yeah, that ram is done.
That's, if maybe he hasn't used that fast repair, could maybe limp it around and at least have a shot at a good finish.
That fender flapping in the wind. I know he goes off here and jumps to the pits.
Yep.
So
Looks like some
that will do
wheel
it.
damage. Just not going to be able. As we see, Miguel Rodriguez just dive down pit road.
Yeah, interesting. Well, he's got a gap to Cody Williams. So
See if he takes any tires here with. What do we got? 3 laps to go. I can't imagine that he would.
Jim has gone
past
off in 2. Looks like on the exit.
Ogletree up to second. Miguel back out on track. Does not look like he took tires. It only loses 1 spot.
Fontaine spins one more time.
Now the question becomes if Jackson and Jared can make it. David Leedy already pit. Aiden Lund has pit at the end of that stage caution, so he's got to be saving and could have a shot to make it as well.
Jackson has a 25-second lead. If he pits,
I'd imagine if you're any close,
he loses that lead. But I mean, you can not hear the engine at all, so he's got that thing clutched.
Absolutely. I'd imagine if he's close that he would dive down, given that he's got that big of a lead. It is shrinking just slightly to Jarrett.
2 laps to go.
Notice we got Fontaine spinning on the front stretch again.
Yep, I see Fontaine has crashed. It looks like it'll be just another spin. I'm gonna loop it as he gets that. Yep, that's a tough spot. Back to live, and
Ogletree also staying out. Have to imagine he's most likely good to the end.
The question is, can Rodriguez get back to Ogletree just 3 seconds back here and get that P2 back and be there in case Jackson does have an issue?
Absolutely.
Kendall has slowed down to Jim. It's back to only 4 seconds. So can Kendall and Jim make it? Is this bracket challenge not quite done yet?
If it is, it looks like Williams must have had some issue after he came out of the pits because lost several spots.
Chrisman has wrecked again, unfortunate. But again, he's sitting pretty with a win. Not necessarily locked in at the back of the pack. That's a day ender for Chrisman.
Absolutely.
That's the second engine that 54 has gone through.
Looks like with 1 to go here, Jackson's staying out, trying to make it here.
Yeah, he's got to think he's good enough with a 27-second lead to be able to get that done.
Absolutely. He had plenty of time that if he needed to pit, he could have come down, just topped off on fuel. So have to imagine he thinks he's good to make it to the end.
The Kendall Jackson battle now down to 3 seconds separating those two. Jackson works through the horseshoe one more time, and he'll slowly work his way up the Andretti straightaway. Down to turn 8. The sweeping right-hander for the final time. It's the 96 GLM Ram. That engine is off. He is rolling his way through 8, 9, and back to 10. And finally, Jackson Wade is a PSRA winner on a road course.
It was only a matter of time. Took him a lot longer than I think anybody expected, but back on top at a road course.
Miguel will not catch Jared, so that'll be 2-3. But Miguel will roll on in the bracket challenge. And now we jump to the other battle. 5 seconds separate them. They've got almost a full lap to go. Kendall with a sizable gap to Jim. Can he maintain it? Do they both have enough fuel to the end?
Jim's still slowly cutting into that lead, but have to imagine that it might be a little too late. We'll have to see.
Unless Kendall runs out. They're both on fumes. Boy, Kendall looks slow. 105 miles an hour. He might be out. Kendall might be out.
He is. He might be out. Here comes Jim. Or maybe just clutching to make it. Doesn't look like Kendall's quite out yet.
Oh my gosh. Oh. He goes wide. He gave it everything he had in that Ram, but Kendall is on to the championship for the second year in a row.
He knew. Jim knew that was his opportunity there, and he was trying as hard as he could to get there. Just not enough.
But as expected, it was the Jackson Wade show. Stephen Parker gets to finish. And that 96 Ram will burn it down for the second time this season and get to extend his points lead with a stage win and a race win.
Absolutely, some good recoveries going. John Gerber after that lap one spin back up to fifth.
Yeah. Brandon Hare, P7. That's a solid finish for the 18. Leedy, who pitted, worked his way back to fourth. Oh, we got a GLM. Little headbutt burnout celebration.
It's an attempt at it. They're trying their best. I don't know if the net code will let them.
Jackson's out of fuel, and Miguel destroyed the front end of that Ram. Alrighty, let's see if we can bring in tonight's race winner. Jackson Wade for the second time tonight. This is the booth. You got us?
I got you.
Well, I said it. Finally, you're a road course winner in the PSRA. How's it feel?
Feels like I should have had more than one, but man, it still feels good that I've got one now.
Yeah. How close?
Dale Earnhardt behind you in the 29 car.
Yeah, I wasn't there to rattle your cage. Yeah. So how close were you on fuel? We know it was a talking point all night. I know it helps when you get to a 27-second lead as others pit around you, but what we saw you had enough for a burnout, but how close were you?
If I kept up that same pace, I could have done 2 more laps. But I pushed it getting around to the flag, and whenever I came around at full pace and then did my burnout, I had about 0.6 of a lap, but I had room for 2 more laps of that same fuel number.
Awesome. So you did a great job saving. We could hear it pretty much from the exit of 3 to the hairpin. You were clutching pretty good, and then you'd get to 8 and doing the same. So learned a little something from me.
Hey, I mean, maybe I finally was able to have enough time to actually focus on what I needed to do, and had enough heads up on what everything was going to look like before I got into the race. So I was able to spend some time, do a couple of field runs to know exactly where I needed to be. So that definitely helped. But yeah, it was pretty much every single corner, 1, 2, 3, all the way through 4 and 5B. It was just a rhythm, I'd say.
Well, it was a max point night for your 96. Pole, fastest lap, led the most laps, led a lap, won the race. You're going to be able to extend that lead, but that pesky 27, Jared Ogletree, brings it home second, so he minimizes the damage as much as he can. As you get set for this next, 8 races before we get to the chase, what's the goal? What's the mindset?
It's definitely just to build as much of a gap as I can to Jared, if possible. It's been proven difficult, whether or not he's running out front or I'm running out front. We're just right there next to each other. Seem to have a magnet on it, and even on even on days that we're not at the front, we somehow managed to finish right around each other as well. Yeah, so whenever I saw Miguel had to pit and David had to pit and these guys were just coming down pit road, I said, y'all better not let Jared finish second. And sure enough, Jared will finish second. So good job to him. There's a reason he's in the championship battle. So good to see him have a good night.
Cam, anything for our tonight's winner?
No, I don't have anything. It's not much to ask. You dominated this race. Not much of anything is up to debate about this race for you. You had hell of a race, fastest guy on track. I know you weren't quite able to lead every lap. Had a couple guys play the strategy card and lead some laps, but still, it was belt to asses. Somebody said there at the end of that race. So not much is up in the air for this race.
Well, congrats again. Good job, well earned in that 96 Ram. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, of course, you always grill me on this, so I'll start off with you. You painted a nice looking Ram that was up here on stream all night. So shout out to you for doing that for us and the team as well. Shout out to my teammates as well. Jim just came up short, so that's a bummer for him, but it was good racing with everybody there with Miguel, and another bummer night for Griffin. Sucks to see how that ended. But shout out to them for just constantly working with me together. I can't say anything else about my boys at NTM. They did a great job. I mean, I'm kind of playing both sides here a little bit, but David and John, just good to see them run up front too. So proud of those guys. But shout out friends, family, wife, just all the people that support me. It's awesome to see what this is becoming, and I'm glad to get another victory.
Yeah, most importantly, let's shout out your wife. Very exciting announcement you made this week that you guys are expecting. So very happy for you. Congrats on that. And as you mentioned, your NTM guys, double top 5 for them. So very exciting for them. And I'm sure it was cool to race with them for the lead a couple times tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that. And yeah, it was good to see them up there. I had a couple of hairy moments with them, but good to see both of them in the top 5. That's all we could ask for.
Well, congrats again, and thanks for the time.
Appreciate it.
Good one.
That was tonight's winner, Jackson Wade. We'll go ahead and grab Mr. Ogletree, P2. Jared Ogletree, the booth. You got us?
Yes, sir.
Well, silent killer kills silently. P2 kept it clean most of the night. What'd you find tonight in that 27?
Man, I don't know. I kind of came out of nowhere myself. Even I didn't expect a P2. I was just trying to have a clean race. Did y'all see that spin?
We did, yes.
I was doing solid until that. So that was really my only. That was my big mistake I made. But other than that, just trying to save fuel there. I guess once that caution got extended, I was clutching in the whole time and thinking, okay, this might work now. And I didn't have to think about saving fuel too much for the last 10 laps there when I was holding off Miguel, but kind of just found myself wondering what was happening the whole time. Or like why he was behind me. I guess those guys just had to pit for fuel.
Yeah, so I've been asking, how close were you on fuel at the end of the...
I was sputtering on that last turn.
All right, so you were on the number. All right.
Yeah, that was it.
So we did have to extend the caution longer than we wanted to because half the field was still catching up. So
I noticed that. I think that was definitely the right call.
Yeah.
So it didn't bother me too much.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you were pretty excited to see that, especially knowing that you were sputtering down the backstretch or to the finish here. So you minimize the damage to Jackson. I know you're going to maintain P2 with his P2 finish. 8 races left before the chase. What's the goal for the 27? What's your mindset as we get ready for this second half of the regular season?
I I just want to have some fun, I guess. Really excited to play around at Eldora. Excited for a little dirt racing in these. See how that goes. Well, we got Atlanta next week.
Yeah, we got some wild cards. We got Atlanta, Martinsville, and Eldora the next 3.
Man, can we have a petition to do 2008 Atlanta? I'd start it, but probably no one else would fall in. So.
Yeah, as popular as Atlanta's been, New Atlanta's been, I don't know how many people would be down for a high tire wear race there.
A different game for sure. So it'll be exciting going into the Super Speedway Atlanta at least, and yeah, I guess just keep it clean through the rest of the regular season here. Have some fun. We see how can help the rest of the team kind of work our way up the leaderboard. I think we're doing good on team points, so we'll work on that. See what we can bring to everybody in the next few weeks.
Well, you look good out there tonight. We knew you'd keep it clean as best you could and bring home a solid finish. Congrats on the podium. Anyone you want to shout out tonight before we let you go?
Well, I don't know if your team wants to hear this, but I appreciate those tips you sent over to me the other day. But
yes, create some infighting.
No, yeah, it's interesting that the payment that I had demanded did not come through, but that's whatever. We'll put that in the memory.
If I'd gotten to him, I didn't have the chance. Honestly, it was there.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. You have to make sure it worked before you sent that payment over.
True. Okay, yeah. Well, we'll expect it at Mid Ohio in a different when I'm back in the test truck. We'll expect a little different payment.
Yeah, for sure, and I owe you one for sure.
Back to your shout outs. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
Mm-hmm. Other than you, yeah, I guess just the whole team there, having a good time in the old chat there. So I didn't think there was too much of a mess made. I guess some guys just trying to, get through it on the road courses. I'm usually one of those guys where it's like the ovals are my main thing, so I'm trying to kind of learn these and feel like I'm getting there. So having a lot of fun doing it. So.
Yeah, real quick, I'll touch on that. Do you? I imagine this is your first time here at Motorsport, right?
Yeah, it is. I bought the track this week. I think.
Thoughts on the track? Fun, a little challenging, lots of off camber, fast.
Man, yeah, it's honestly one of the, like, now that I've learned it, it's one of my favorite road courses. It's just crazy. Like I feel like I had, my other favorites are like Watkins Glen, and so I mean, it kind of reminds me of like a big boy Lime Rock in a way.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like that's flows fair. Like that a little bit. Just the elevation change is a lot of fun, and the hills. It was a blast. It really was.
Well, glad you had fun. Next one for the trucks is Mid Ohio. I'll say you can go ahead and wait and buy that a little later too. But homerism aside, it's my favorite road course. Very challenging. So look forward to see what you can do there. And for the rest of the regular season, Cam, if you don't have anything else for him.
It's been good watching you kind of slowly get to the front every week. It's inevitable at this point that you might not be as flashy getting up there, but you're going to make your way up there regardless. So it's been really nice to see you kind of shine in this series and continue to show the kind of driver you are. And congrats on that P2 finish tonight.
Man, I appreciate it. It's really validating. I've been putting some work in, so it's good to see the results come of it. So.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to racing with you tomorrow night at Road America. Good luck in that, and congrats on a great finish again.
Thanks so much, boys. Have a good one.
Let your teammate know we're coming for him here after we talk to Miguel. So don't let him go anywhere yet. But thanks for the time.
All right, will do. Appreciate it.
And now we'll bring in our third podium finisher, Miguel Rodriguez. Miguel, it's the booth. You got us.
Hello.
P3 bracket challenge advance. What'd you see out there in the 72 tonight?
I don't know. I think it was good. I think I messed up on I just didn't save at the end because I was looking at my average and it was telling me that I was gonna be short 2 laps, and then I tried saving it and it wasn't changing. But I'm an idiot, forgot that the first 10 laps we went all out and it was just getting the average from that. So I wish I would have saved. I think I could have probably gotten P2 if I would have saved. So it's like a nice P3 because I advanced in the bracket, but it's also a sour P3 because I think I could have had P2 there.
Yeah. You look good. Did you take just fuel on that little splash and go, or did you get some tires?
No, I just took fuel because I was
Okay.
trying to stay in
Maintain.
front
Yeah.
of
Leady.
E4. Yeah.
Yeah. We weren't sure because we came out pretty close to Ogletree and we didn't know if you were going to be able to catch him or not, get back to P2, but we knew you're good on fuel obviously at that point, and that was just a matter of what Jared was going to do. But you battled Cody for a while there for a long part of this race. It was you two were nose to tail and kept it interesting for the bracket challenge. What was it like racing Cody this tonight?
It was good. I think we just got into it a little bit on the restart, but still on the restart one was on cold tires, so um nothing much to it, but it was fun racing them. It was fun racing them since we're in the bracket challenge together, so it was 4 points and also for the bracket, so it got more fun with that.
Most definitely. So now we head to Atlanta, Echo Park Super Speedway for the finale. You're going to go up against Kendall. What's the plan? Are you going for the win? Going try and just be there at the end? A little cautious.
I think the plan's always just to go to the win. For the win, I think I don't know, I'll see. It's a pretty much a super speedway, so it's just kind of depending if we're gonna have to save fuel or if we're gonna have multiple cautions since it is a super speedway that you can't really break away from the pack there, I feel like. So I think I'm just gonna play it as I go and try to be up there top two at the end.
Yeah, we saw you and Jackson work super well at Daytona. You guys' trucks were handling super well. You're able to push and not get too wiggly. I don't imagine that'll be the case at Atlanta, but at least you guys do have the history of working well together. Cameron, you got anything for P3 Miguel Rodriguez?
No, just a strong race for you. I know you were hoping for a better result, but really strong race. Definitely one of the fastest cars on track. Um, nice to see one of my premier endurance racing teammates having such a good run.
Yep, thank you. Yeah, the road racing and stuff does help a lot here. Just like it is a different car, but just just adjusting like braking points and all that does help with the lots of endurance racing.
Yeah, I mentioned it when we had Jared. It's great to watch guys like him and you just every time we go to a road course, you guys get better and better. And, we're coming into this race thinking about you two both being top 5 guys as opposed to survive guys. You know what I mean? So it's awesome to watch the progression out of guys like you. And looking forward to racing with you tomorrow night at Road America and Mid Ohio here in the trucks in about a month.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Just shout out Jackson for we did a couple of test sessions and everything, and yeah, just pretty much it. Just everyone too for you guys for always putting on these sessions and also broadcasting it too. It's really appreciated.
We had fun up here watching you guys go to work tonight. So congrats on a P3, congrats on advancing in the bracket challenge, and just continuing to build that points gap. I would imagine you're P3. Haven't looked at the standings just yet, but imagine you're up to P3 in the points and keep on climbing, bud.
Yep, thank you. Have fun racing against both of you tomorrow. See you hopefully that's another good race to.
I think we'll have just as many cars out in the grass as we had tonight. We'll see.
All right, Miguel, appreciate the time tonight. Congrats again.
Thank you. I'll see you guys
Congrats.
later.
All right, that was P3, and now we will pull in Kyle Kendall, the other bracket challenge winner. We'll be able to talk to him about fuel mileage. Kyle, it's the booth.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Bracket challenge championship, second season in a row. How's that?
Man, I was nervous. I wrecked there early at the start. Had some engine trouble with that. Luckily, we had that stage caution, so I was like, all right, I'll just baby it until we get there. And then ended up passing Jim. So I ended up doing okay. Excited for the championship again. Where are we at next week? I didn't look at the schedule.
Echo Park.
New Atlanta.
Yeah, Super Speedway
Echo Park,
Atlanta.
sweet. That'll be a fun
Echo.
one. I really enjoy it. I do like the old Atlanta, but with it being a super speedway is a good time. So I'm excited for it. It'll be fun. Who am I racing?
Miguel. It'll be you and Miguel
Oh
for the
man,
championship.
that's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah. So, looked like you ran out of fuel coming up the backstretch on the last lap. Is that what happened, or?
No, I was saving fuel there at the end. I was gonna be super close. I was watching the laps that I had left, and I was like 2 laps short, probably with 5 or 10 laps to go. So I started saving fuel a lot, and then Jim started catching me, so I started getting more nervous. And but yeah, no, I saved enough fuel. I ran out right after the checker coming into like
Okay.
turn 2, I believe. So I got lucky on that one too. I was trying to manage fuel there at the end for sure.
Yeah, we couldn't tell if you were just clutching or like just taking it super easy in there, but like it didn't look like you fired back up like we would have expected, and we were watching Jim close that gap. So you guys made it exciting at the end there.
Yeah, no, I was watching his time, and I saw he was like 6 seconds back at one point. And I was like, okay, I can just have a Sunday drive here at the end of this race and save some fuel, and so it's kind of what I did. And then there on that last lap, I was like, all right, I'm like 3.5, 4 seconds ahead. I'm just going to keep her slow. One, make sure I make it to the end of it because this isn't my strong suit. But then two is like I don't really actually know how much fuel I have, and then when I passed the line, I think I had like a tenth of a lap left. So then I gunned it and was trying to see where I would have ended up if I would have raced it hard all the way to the end.
Another guy saved by the extended caution at the stage there. I know
Yeah, for sure.
Jared said he sputtered in that last little turns 8, 9, and 10 to the stripe. So he was saved by that extended yellow. So solid night other than the spin. What'd you learn tonight that you can take into tomorrow at Road America and next the next road course at Mid Ohio here in the trucks?
Just more practice. I practiced for quite a bit on Sunday, just trying to get some laps in, trying to figure out where I need a break at. And I mean, like, I know I'm never going to be as fast as some of the guys in here, especially on a road course, and it's more or less just trying to practice and get me where I feel comfortable and just have a clean race. I think that's a lot of it for road courses. It's just making sure you're clean, make sure you can make it to the end, and don't do something silly, which there at the beginning, I was trying to gas it up off of corners. I dropped it down to second to one of them and came out spinning tires, and that's what happened. So from then there on, I was just like, dude, I just need to take it easy, just finish the race, just try to get as much position as I can from people making mistakes and capitalize on it and stay ahead of them. Which I mean, that's the only reason why I beat Jim is there in the second half I kept it clean and he made more mistakes. That was all it was. It wasn't that I raced any better than him or he raced any better than me. It just came down to mistakes at the end of it.
Yeah, no, you guys were nose to tail. It seemed like 30 or like 75% of the race. It made it super interesting to watch those battles as guys like Jackson Wade and David Leedy checked out for different portions of the race. So to be able to check on you and Jim and Miguel and Cody racing side by side as much as you guys did all night, it was a fun watch for us in the booth.
Yeah, no, it was. I was sitting there talking to a couple buddies, and I was like, I really need to pass that orange truck up there in front of me, and they were watching it, and so that was my only goal, was just to make sure I passed Jim, and if I did pass him, just to stay out in front of him, and it happened. But he came back a few times, and I was like, man, and then I get nervous trying not to make a mistake, and I did there at one point, and he did pass me back, and then we came off the corner, and then I went right back by him just from another mistake. It's just main thing was trying to keep it clean.
Yeah, no, two back-to-back seasons where it's you versus Jim in the bracket challenge, and back-to-back seasons you move on. So it'll be you versus Miguel next week at Echo Park to clinch a playoff spot. You guys are both sitting pretty solid to make it as it is, but to lock it up would feel pretty good, I'm sure.
Yeah, 100%. Just having that weight off your shoulders of knowing that you're already in the playoffs and everything's kosher there to the end of it. I do wish I could get Jim in a different race where it's not a road course, where we're a little bit stronger on it. Last year was a road course. This one was a road course. And it's in between me and Jim on road course. It just seems like it's who's going to make less mistakes. And I made him in the first half, and he made a few more in the second half, and that's the only reason why it happened. So.
Well, we appreciate the time tonight. Cam, you got anything for Kendall as we get ready to wrap this thing up?
No, not anything else. Just congrats on the run there. I know it was really entertaining to kind of watch you and Jim be so close for so much of that race. I know you guys started the race a little bit separated, but especially after that stage caution, you guys seemed to be glued to each other the entire race. So way to make it entertaining and way to be able to pull it out there.
It wasn't on purpose, I can guarantee you that.
Well, you did your job. You're the 1 seed coming in, and now you are into the finals. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go tonight?
Just team again. Jared obviously did a lot of upgrading on his road course this week and did a really good job. And congrats to him. I'm happy for him. He always says he struggles at the road courses, but he definitely showed up this week. So good for him. Happy for him. It's something I wish I could work on, but man, there's just so many turns. It's hard for me to memorize it after some head trauma when I was a kid.
Well, we've got a harder one tomorrow night at Road America. Looking forward to racing that with you tomorrow night. Best of luck tomorrow and the rest of the way here in the Truck Series. Congrats again on a solid finish and a bracket challenge win.
Thanks, man.
All right, that was bracket challenge number 1 seed Kyle Kendall. He is headed to the championship for the second season in a row.
Absolutely. That'll be an interesting battle next week. And I do have our driver standings for this week up whenever you're ready for that.
Yeah, if you want.
Got a couple of interesting. There's no movement up in the top 6, so your top 6 in the standings. Obviously, Jackson Wade holds serve with Jared Ogletree right up behind him. Jared is 42 points out of the points lead, so a little bit of a gap, but definitely not insurmountable here with the amount of races we've got left. Up in third, 82 points out of the lead is Steven Parker. Fourth is Miguel Rodriguez. He is 1 point behind Steven at minus 83. And then Cody Williams rounds out the top 5 at minus 114, with Kyle Kendall being the last car to hold serve in 6th at minus 146. First little bit of movement we had was Brandon Hare jumps up 2 spots ahead of Aaron Fontaine and Colin Lewis. So Brandon Hare up to 7th from 9th at minus 174, with Colin Lewis at minus 176 in 8th, and Aaron Fontaine in 9th at minus 180. As far as 10th through 12th also held serve. Dylan Hutchison has that last chase spot as it stands. However, it is not nearly done, especially with about 7 or 8 races to go, as Dylan Hutchison has 132 points, minus 198 out of the lead. However, in 11th, Jason Chrisman has 131 points, so only 1 point back. And also in 12th is Chris Ellis with 130 points, so only 2 points out of the chase. And then with the races we have left, we also have Jim Jackson in 13th at 119 points, minus 13 to the cut line.
Yeah, coming up that one spot short. It's a bummer for Jim. He's got a road ahead. It's only 13 points, but he's got a road ahead of him to make the playoffs. His eyes will focus to maybe a second super speedway win next week at Atlanta. But boy, it's good to see that that's as tight as it is on the cut line.
Absolutely, it's tight up the front, not as tight as the cut, obviously, but it's anybody's season still. Outside of we still have plenty of opportunity to get into the chase, and we still have, I think, the top 6 or 7 drivers all have a shot at that points lead with them as many races as we've got left. If we get some guys on a run, definitely an opportunity there. And then as far as team standings, this is something that we've finally been able to implement with our new reorganization of the series at the beginning of this season. Finally got around to getting team standings implemented. And so with that, for our truck team standings, we have the obvious Great Lakes Motorsports behind 2 wins by Jackson Wade, is in the lead in terms of the team standings, with Kitties and Beer Racing in second. They are 28.5 points back. And I will say before I continue, these points are determined as an average of all drivers in the race. So it's irregardless of the amount of drivers. It is strictly, it kind of eliminates that advantage of just having more drivers by taking the average. So Kitties and Beer Racing, as I said, in second, 28.5 points back. And then in third, Williams Motorsports, minus 52.8. And then in fourth, we have Underdog Racing. They are 106.2 points back. Ginger Motorsports, 120.2 points back. And then rounding out our teams in sixth place is No Talent Motorsports, who are 170.7 points back.
Well, homerism aside, it is good to see the GLM Rams take the top spot. It's good. Are we surprised Jackson Wade's had speed every week? Miguel's been top 5 every week. And then obviously Ogletree doing what he does, helping carry Kitties and Beers towards the top.
Absolutely. And there are some other teams that obviously have some wins, but some inconsistencies have kept them from being towards the top of the leaderboard here. But look to see that kind of take shape as we get close to the end. No official standings in terms of no official awards being given out for this. Just merely bragging rights and a fun thing to keep track of for that. But nonetheless, it is very intriguing to kind of see how each team stacks up.
All right, we're going to go ahead and grab Cody Williams real quick. Meant to get them last week, and we did not connect. So we'll bring in Cody Williams. Cody, it's the booth. You got us.
I got you, sir.
All right. Well, not the result you wanted. What was racing Miguel like tonight? You guys battled tight for a long time.
Yeah, and I knew I was going to struggle with that one very much. It was one of them deals of if I played my cards right, I might have had a chance. Whether either he won the race, which automatically would advance me, or misfortune on his part, which was very unlikely to happen. Unfortunately, I did not save enough, so I had to go in and pit, and then I spun on cold tires trying to run it hard. So that really put me in a hole to drive from last car on the lead lap back to Heath in 10 laps. I'm not going to complain one bit because I am not a road course racer by any means.
Yeah, no, it's an impressive performance to recover, and it kept you where you were in points, so that's a good salvage there. The good news is you're not near the cut line right now, so missing out on this bracket challenge doesn't appear like it's going to hurt you. Obviously, half the season still to go, so sorry about the potential announcer's curse there. Shouldn't have opened my mouth on that one.
You think he learned his lesson after this race? The amount of announcers' curses that he had.
No, that's something you never learn the lesson. You got to get the talking points in. But you mentioned it, not a road course racer. Were you someone that bought this track this week, first time on this course?
I've had the track for a long time now, but I just do not race road courses. Very, very little.
Mm-hmm.
So they're one of them things of I came in, I practiced by myself for an hour before the session even went up. Didn't find any speed. I found some speed as soon as I got around cars, and I picked up, I don't know, every lap it seemed like, but not my cup of tea is the way I'll put it.
Well, you looked good for a long while. Cold tires will bite you sometimes, so maybe not a lot you can do about that. So sorry we couldn't get with you last week to talk about a bracket challenge win and advancing. And unfortunately, I have to bring you in after you were eliminated. But another solid night for you in the 26 and Williams Racing. And anyone you want to shout out before we let you go? And
To be honest with you, I just want to shout out. I can't think what his name is now. The guy got into lap 1. We had major net code and we had problems last week, but it was nothing intentional on either end, and I didn't even have an X until he actually spun around. So I feel bad for kind of ruining his race early. Other than that,
I forget which one of the NTM trucks it was, but both of them finished top 5, so they were able to recover.
Yeah, I felt awful. Lap 1.
Lap 1, turn 1 will get you.
So he looks like he was able to rebound and still end up with the top 5 finish, it looks like.
Cam, anything?
Yeah,
for
other
Cody?
than that, I'd like to thank all the sponsors on the real life race car side.
Go for it.
They obviously all come over for the sim side. Cody Williams Design, Majulacy Speed Shop, Sage Hen Mercantile, King Race Products, K1 Race Gear, all them guys.
Awesome. Cam, anything for Cody before we let him go?
No, I don't have anything for you. It was nice to see you have as much speed as you had. I know you didn't think that you had much of a shot tonight, but I know you were bringing the fight to Miguel and had a really good shot there and a lot of speed. So congrats on this this finish here, even if it's not quite what you wanted.
Yeah, and we'll take the speed and we'll take the lessons I learned from tonight, and we'll go to the next road course here in a couple weeks, and hopefully we can make something happen there.
Well, appreciate the time. Congrats on a top 10 finish and rebounding the way you did. Salvaging the points night to maintain that position you're currently in. And best of luck next week at Atlanta and the rest of the way.
Yep, I appreciate it, guys.
Alrighty. That was Cody Williams, a P8 finish for the 26 truck tonight. Cam, any final thoughts before we sign off for the evening?
No, I think that it was a lot more chaotic of a race than I think we expected. A lot more cars going off. It was definitely made it interesting there at the end and had plenty of battles throughout the field, both for the stage as well as for that bracket challenge. Really entertaining race. Congrats again to Jackson on the win. We'll see what happens here at the next road course. Mid-Ohio for these truck guys. And I'll be interested to see how the race ends up tomorrow. Likely to see about the same, I would imagine. But with that, this race was very entertaining. Congrats to Jackson again.
Yep. Finally got one there, Wade. So I think it's pretty much what we expected, I think, from him tonight. And hopefully he got that win out of the way and I can get the next one at Mid-Ohio here in the trucks in a month.
Well, we know if you're within 10 car lengths going into that last little loop there, I wouldn't be shocked to see that 29 car come out as victorious.
Hey, now, was only like 2 car lengths back. Let's just give that a rest. All right, folks. For the PSRA, for Cameron Arndt, I'm James Jackson. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Congrats to Jackson Wade, tonight's winner from Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. We'll see you tomorrow night at Road America. That'll be Chris Ellis on the call.